right, everybody. Thanks for joining the Text 10 podcast today. I'm Keith. I've got with me the jerk Clay Blair. He's got jokes today, and I'm just not super happy about it. Like, of all the things
Clay
to
Blair,
do,
Kentucky Wildcats' newest, biggest fan.
and that's just rude, man. That's just rude. So I'm just going to say this right here, and this is going to be out in public. The next time your email has problems, don't call me. Just don't call me. Figure that out on your own.
Oh man, I knew
That's
you'd be
rude.
I knew you'd be mad. I didn't know you were going to take it like this.
I mean,
that you're sulking. Maybe that's why all week we've kind of been a little off on.
I've just been busy.
Communicating.
But now that I knew that if I would have known that you were going to do this, then I would have intentionally have been ignoring you. So now I wish that I could go back and say, no, I'm intentionally ignoring you. That's just rude. I mean, rude. I mean, I thought so much for the uncle, world's greatest uncle. I mean, you took the pictures of your nieces down so that you could try to troll me. It's rude.
So to the people that are listening to this and not watching it, I have hung a Kentucky Wildcats banner on my wall behind me. And as soon as we got into the studio, Keith, I could just see it on his face. He was
left,
mad.
actually.
And then he would talk to me for a few minutes and said, "You're going to do this whole thing on your own." He's mad because why? What happened last week that would make me hang a Kentucky Wildcats banner on my wall?
Honestly, I cannot think what any rational, sane person what it would take to make them do that. Like if you're an actual Kentucky fan, like from Kentucky, and you're not just some bandwagon because they won a baseball game fan.
They won two baseball games.
It doesn't matter. It's 2 games. Like look at their overall record. They're still Kentucky.
I've got the direct quote. I've got the direct quote from you last week written down. I went back and watched last week's podcast so that I could.
I'm going to have May mute this out so that way, like it's just going to not be in the podcast.
You said to me, you're going to get embarrassed because Kentucky is not very good.
Did I say Kentucky or did I say Kentucky?
No, you said Kentucky. I wrote it down.
That's an accident. Dang. I should have said Kentucky.
Hey, you want to walk that back? You have anything to respond to that?
Good for them. Good on them. I mean, they won. They won 2 out of 3. Good on them. You still have to make it to the playoffs to make it to the World Series. You still have to win it all to win it all. So when's the last time Kentucky baseball won it all? I can tell you the last time that Tennessee baseball won it all.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah.
But I mean, it might as well have been a million years ago. It doesn't matter what you did last year.
It's not. No, I disagree because we are still the reigning national champion. So no, you're wrong. Just because your Kentucky team isn't the reigning national champion.
Oh my gosh, this is funny.
Kentucky. I do like their coach though. He's have you ever?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched anything by? He's a nice guy. I think. I don't know
really?
a ton about
everybody else hates him.
I think he's genuinely a good. I think he's genuinely a good person though. Like I think he's a ruthless coach. But if you go and like watch some videos of him, I think he's actually a good person. I could be wrong, but I saw some stuff last year. I was like, oh man, like that's weird. Why would he be?
Yeah, he's kind of cool.
Why would he be a Kentucky? Like if he's a good person, that's strange. Because again, good people in Kentucky don't go hand in hand. So it's very strange. And here you are proving that maybe you're just not a good person. Does your mom know that you have that hanging on the wall? You should be embarrassed of yourself. I'm going to call your mom when we get off.
I love it. I think blue and white's cool looking.
I am going to call your mother when we get off this. And I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to need you to go in there and take that down because your son's embarrassing himself in public to the world. You intentionally want this to go out to the world.
It's fine.
God, you're
rude.
Fine. You're rude. You're rude. So, okay. So who's going to make it further in the college playoffs? Kentucky or Tennessee?
Oh, looks like Kentucky to me.
Okay.
I mean, the way they mopped the floor with them with your Vols last week.
Have you noticed our Saturday pitcher is he's just not getting it done right now. I mean, he's normally lights out, and that's our problem. Is our pitching has kind of fallen off. What is our Saturday like? Why
you don't have to name him.
I can't remember where he is.
I don't know.
Can't remember off the top of my head right now. He's kind of fallen off. So he's just off, but he's going to get it back. We'll be fun.
It was only a few short weeks ago that we were having this conversation. It was a complete different conversation. We were talking about how great Tennessee is at all kinds of different things.
They still are. You realize their softball is number one in the nation, right?
And then A&M went in, whooped them 2 games.
2 out of 3.
Kentucky comes, whips them 2 games. Your quarterback left the team.
We traded quarterbacks with UCLA, apparently. But still, we are still...
I'm afraid things aren't quite as rosy as they were a few weeks ago.
Well, hang on 1 second. Which team are you going to claim as your team? Is Kentucky your team now?
I'm not claiming anything.
Okay, well, I mean, on your wall, Kentucky is. So if you want to take Kentucky and Tennessee in baseball, we're still ranked higher. Let's look at Kentucky softball ranking.
Who cares about? I don't care.
Oh, you're about to say who cares about women's softball?
No, I
was not going to say that. So all of you women's softball.
No, I was not going to say that.
That's what you were about to say.
I love softball.
That's what you were about to say.
Love softball.
So number 1 in the nation. Do you know who that is?
You said Tennessee.
It's still Tennessee. Kentucky is not in the top 25.
I bet you Oklahoma wins it, though.
I bet they don't this year. I don't think they're going to. But listen to this. The top 10. Tennessee, Texas A&M, Texas, Oklahoma, Oregon, Florida, Florida State, UCLA, Arkansas, LSU. 7 of the top 10 SEC.
SEC. It's pretty good.
So,
it's real good.
Yeah, we were better at basketball. We were better at baseball. We're better at football. We're better at softball. Like, I'm sure we can go look up other sports, and we're probably ranked better than Kentucky in all those too. So, feel free, Kentucky fan.
Yeah, but what about last weekend?
We got beat. It's okay. It happens, man. Look, you're not going to win every single baseball game. It's not possible.
You are going to get embarrassed because Kentucky is not very good.
This is not the first time I was wrong today.
You want the other quote that you did?
Sure.
You were talking about A&M. You said, really need A&M to step it up and win this series against Arkansas. They did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did. So they did what I needed them to. Tennessee did not. It's fine. We're still like 7th in the nation. It's fine. We're still going to make to the playoffs. It's fine. We got this. You can laugh all you want.
That was fun.
Still win.
That was
but you don't even
fun.
have a team. Like, it's hard for me to make fun of you because you don't even have a real team.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of Kentucky. Kinda. Okay, so there's your team then. Okay. We're getting your license plate and everything. Gonna do it right. I'm gonna have Kate just do it right. It's gonna your truck's gonna just be blue and white.
Kentucky blue.
Like, we'll just get painted.
That was like fun. The text
on
messages that I sent you every time they won this weekend. The first one you sent me on Saturday morning after Tennessee won the Friday night game, and you said something. I don't remember what you said. I said, I'm aware.
Yeah.
And then when Kentucky won Saturday and Sunday, I just sent you text messages that said Tucky.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Exclamation
I
point.
was there for it.
You could respond
As it
to any
turns
of
out.
them.
No, I responded to the first one. The second one, I did. I don't even remember why I didn't. I didn't see it until the next day, and then I was like, I was too late. I missed the chance to be made fun of. Like, at some point, it's like it's too delayed, and it's like, well, crap, that kind of sucks. Oops. But yeah, no. So no, I do wish I could go back and ignore your text. I'll just do it for this next week. So when I'm ignoring him next week, you'll know it was on purpose. So there you go. What did you do to your thumb?
Ooh,
like
that. Man, I would love to tell you I was saving children from a
burning building
house.
Yeah.
No, afraid not.
You want to know why?
Cheese grater got me.
That's what happens to Kentucky fans.
The cheese grater.
Like, just your mental capacity just slowly starts to go down the drain. So like you're like grating cheese and you're like, oh, there's my thumb. Let me keep going.
Golly.
That hurts. I've done it.
It hurt.
Yeah.
It
hurts bad. Hurts bad. Hate that for you. Kind of deserve it though.
Yeah,
so don't really hate it for you. I would have hated it for you last week. I don't this week. It's fine. You got what you deserved. It happened after you sent those text messages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it was a Tuesday night or something.
There you go. got what you deserved. So I was at the University of Texas A&M Corpus Christi yesterday teaching a class. They were finishing up their group projects. So these kids, I was there Tuesday and Thursday. It was very interesting. I got into a conversation with a couple of the kids about ChatGPT. So like a couple of them had never used it. It was very interesting. At the beginning of the class, I was talking to them about, just different tools that I use in my entrepreneur journey. And ChatGPT, obviously, I use daily. It's not working right now. Right before we got on it, just gave me some error, driving me nuts. I'm sure you use ChatGPT all the time, right?
Well, I
You
played with
probably
it the other day.
can't because Kentucky fans don't even know it exists. Anyway, so
I played with it the other day. It's really something.
pretty nuts.
I had it
right?
write a commercial for me.
There you go.
It did. It wrote a really, really good commercial.
Mm-hmm. It's you shouldn't do commercials, but yes, they do very good. Was it radio or TV?
No, I was playing
general?
with it,
Yeah.
and it just said,
It's nuts.
write me a bad boy commercial, with the company name, with a couple of different models of lawnmowers, and
That's
I mean,
crazy.
I've been
It just
writing
knocks it out.
commercials. Yeah, it's really something.
Mhm. Yep.
It's really something.
I mean, it can do
It's-
in 30 seconds what it would take you 2 hours to do.
Sure.
Yep. And for you with a limited brain power now, like it'd take you even longer. Like crap. Like ChatGPT's got to be your new best friend. You're going to actually think it's your friend because you're a Kentucky fan. Anyway, so talking to these kids, and so it's been coming out like that how much energy is wasted every day because people say please and thank you to ChatGPT.
I saw something about this the other day.
Right. So these kids, I'm telling you, kids in college are brainwashed, man. It's freaking nuts. Like they're absolutely just brainwashed. So, basically it said that one paragraph from ChatGPT could power 14 LED lights for an hour or something like that. And then this kid in there starts talking about, so these are all junior seniors, so they're not young, they're 20, 21, 22. Starts talking about how many bottles of water that's equal to. And I was like, what are you talking about? Bottles of water? He's like, well, the plastic. And I'm like, how do we start talking about plastic? I'm really confused. And there's another kid in the class that was like, what in the world are you, like, I don't understand what you're referring to. So then he starts talking about how much water is wasted. So basically what he was saying was it takes water to cool these servers that ChatGPT uses. I was like, okay, but what does that have to do with bottles? Like, you don't think that they actually take bottles of water and go and like pour them
on the
these
server?
servers? I was like, I don't understand where the bottles come from. And he's like, well, it's waste. I was like, well, but it's not waste because it's water. Like water still exists. Like it doesn't go anywhere. It's water. Like, and they're not using plastic bottles. They're using like this thing is called a tap. Like you turn this thing and then water comes out and it fills stuff up, and like they're not using bottles. And then this girl chimes in and goes, well, it's captured water. I was like, oh, here we go with the brainwashing. I said, okay, explain that to me. She's like, well, it's captured. Like it doesn't get back out into the ecosystem. I was like, okay, let's just assume that that's correct. And the water never goes anywhere. It just stays inside the ChatGPT server room forever. You realize that eventually, if the world comes to an end, like all the people die, things start to break down, that water still exists. Like we can't destroy water. We can't make it. We can't destroy it. It's always been around. You realize that, right? And they're like, well, no, that's not really true. I was like, okay, guys, I said, hang on one second. I need you to understand. And at this time, the professor's actually walking in, the guy who's actually in charge of class. He's walking in. I said, I need you guys to understand. You guys did not invent water. It's been around forever. And you are actually drinking filtered dinosaur pee. Like, I would be really, really clear with you. Like, water doesn't go anywhere. Like, how are you trying to, like, confuse using ChatGPT with wasting water? But they're legitimately trying to say, hey, and then they started talking about, like, well, it's killing the earth. ChatGPT is killing the earth. because it uses so much electricity, and we have to, we burn fossil fuels for that electricity. I said, hang on one second.
Oh,
There's a thing
no.
called,
We've got all these. Yeah.
I
Go
said,
ahead.
there's a thing called nuclear power. People like you, about 30 or 40 years ago, tried to convince everybody that nuclear power was going to melt down the entire world. I grew up in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where they invented the atomic bombs that ended World War II. They also have a nuclear plant just down the road from us. It has never melted down and killed everybody. So now, guess what? Guess what the number one power plant that they're trying to bring online right now is? Nuclear. So, but we had all these environmentalists screaming for years that we're going to kill everybody. It's actually really clean energy. Nuclear power is very clean, stable energy. And then then the kids started saying, "Oh, well, you don't understand." I was like, "No." And then the professor
No, I don't
stepped in.
think y'all understand.
Yeah, the professor stepped in and said, do you guys actually think you're going to win an argument? Like,
This is
you're not going to win an argument with them. Just stop. Just give up." It was crazy.
What about all these fantastic windmills that we
fall
have
apart and
littered
destroy the earth
with?
right?
Gosh, I
mean,
hate them.
When you go through Chapman Ranch, like half of them don't work because all the seals have blown out and the oil's leaked all the way down and leaked into the ground. And I mean, folks, yeah, it's clean, but the only reason it's viable is because the U.S. government subsidizes them. If the U.S. government stopped subsidizing them, no one would build a windmill.
And landowners, you can't blame. You can blame them, but those windmills pay those landowners.
Oh, heck yeah.
A lot of money. Heck yeah. Put more of them up.
Yeah. Put up as many as you want.
God, I wonder back in when electricity started getting transported through power poles, that kind of thing. Were people mad about all of a sudden there's power poles everywhere?
Sure.
Like I'm mad about these stupid windmills.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, change. People don't like change just in general, right?
So I'm sure they were. Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I mean, so then one of the kids in the class is obviously a conservative kid. He goes, let's talk about because again, all of them use ChatGPT. Like all of them, they're like, oh yeah, I use it for everything. So one kid was like, okay, well, so let's talk about how much electricity it uses compared to an air conditioner. And then you can turn your air conditioner off in the middle of the summer for how many hours of time you waste by using ChatGPT. How about that? And they were all like, well, no, I'm not going to turn off my air conditioner. Interesting. So we're about saving the earth as long as you're physically comfortable.
Unless I'm hot. Yeah.
Right. And if I'm hot, I'm not, let's not go there. Like I'm going to we live in South Texas. I'm not turning my air conditioner off. Come on.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts, man.
I'm not all that concerned about how much electricity ChatGPT. What does GPT stand for?
I don't even know. I don't know. But then, so one girl started talking about, well, it's because people are it's called generative pre-trained transformer. So there you go. Now you know. You won't remember that tomorrow, but
no, I've already forgot it.
It's like I forgot it already. She started saying, well, people should go back to using Google because Google doesn't really use electricity. I'm like, do you understand how many servers Google has had for decades?
Gosh, Lee, come on.
It's got to be 20 years now that they've had maybe not 20 years, close to 20 years. But yeah, everything that you're using on the internet is using a server. It just is. We are using a server right now. When people watch and listen to this, they're going to be listening to it off the servers, folks. We are using electricity every time you use anything to do with the internet. It's just,
not
these
seeing
kids
the
are so
lights
brainwashed.
flicker in here. It's not like we're, this is, I don't know. I'm not concerned about the amount of electricity that I'm using, that you're using, that whoever ChatGPT is.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. But yeah, so that was my Tuesday. I was like, this is what's wrong with we've brainwashed this whole generation of kids.
Okay,
it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. It's bad. It's pretty bad.
I'd like Sarah Kate to weigh in on this.
Well, get her on the phone. What are we waiting for?
Come out. Yeah,
yeah. It's interesting. So my sister-in-law is junior or senior in college, and she's obviously she's not she's nowhere near that far wackadoodle when it comes to environmental stuff. But I remember her coming home from school sometimes and saying stuff, and her dad and her mom or even us would be like, "Whoa, hang on, I mean, my kids do it on a regular basis. I'm like, oh, time out. Because they'll say, well, my teacher said, I'm like, remember that I told you, daddy told you, teachers are wrong sometimes. This is one of those times. Your teacher's wrong.
Okay.
Like, I don't care. Your teacher's wrong. Like, you can tell them or not tell them. I don't care. Tell them if they want to call me, they can call me. But I mean, that's the reality. And, some of these things are like actually factual. Like, they're just incorrect facts. And I don't know that they're intentionally giving incorrect facts. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But in some of it's opinion based, right? Like, just because it's their opinion doesn't mean it's correct. And I don't want to raise my kid with that opinion. And ultimately, my kid will be able to choose for themselves. But until they're ready to choose for themselves, because they've heard both sides of it and not just been told that it's fact from a teacher. Like,
How many kids were in this room? How many kids yesterday or Tuesday?
25.
And were they all of the same opinion?
Probably all but
you?
2. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. And it's normally like that. Like every semester, it's like that. But I mean, that said, I think I at least rub off on them a little bit, because I mean they have a good time with the stuff that I do with them, and they actually, like yesterday, a lot of them, because it's the end, he lets them in like a week and a half, 2 weeks early. But they were, came and said, hey, thank you, learned a lot. Like, this is the only class that I've ever actually learned something in. One of them actually stood up in front of the class yesterday and was like, this is because they have to create a business, and then they have to actually go out and sell this business that they've created, sell goods from this business, and they have 3 weeks to sell, and it's a competition, and whoever sells the most wins, right? So it's it's a very compressed version of creating a business and, try to get it up and going. But like, all of them were like, yeah, this was great. And one of them was like, yeah, this is the only class I've ever had in all of college that had practical purpose to it. I was like, good God.
That's terrible.
It's probably not wrong though, right?
I don't. I mean, did they all just come from the electricity save all the electricity class from one professor?
From
one whack job professor?
No, it's not one. I mean, they're all like the professors over there, man. Like, and it's amazing. I'll probably get myself in trouble, but yeah, I'll probably get myself in trouble, so I shouldn't say too much. But it's just amazing. Like, what I won't talk about these specific professors, but professors in general, like they're so far removed from real world applicable stuff that it's really hard to see how they can actually teach. So perfect example is in the business school, some of the accounting stuff that, the software the advertising stuff is a perfect one. They told these kids one semester, they told them like, Google ads don't work. Don't worry about them. They're super easy to do, but they don't really work. So don't worry about them. I mean, what? Google ads, like, depending on the business, are typically the easiest thing to get leads for people like yourself.
Yeah.
It's the easiest. Like, if I switched and went only to social media ads, which is what they tell them to do, for you guys would be in trouble. You'd be in major trouble. But they actually told these kids, don't worry. So when I was talking to them, I was talking about like, why isn't because it was a group project. I was like, why is nobody talking about Google ads? They were like, well, we had 2 different professors tell us that Google ads don't work. But again, when was the last time these professors did actual advertising out in the real world? Who knows, right? I mean, it maybe never is the reality, right? It might all just be theory for them. So it's kind of crazy what we're doing to our kids. But I somehow end up on this rant about every other week. So anyway, that was my teaching, doing my part to teach the kids of today. And it was interesting because they found out yesterday that I'm not actually allowed to be an actual professor there because I don't have a degree. And they're like, wait, what? Like, wait, how's that possible? Like, you could easily teach this class. I was like, I mean, I could, but I'm not allowed to. And they were like, that makes no sense. I'm like, well, welcome to the real world where not everything has to make sense. We still go with it.
Well,
yeah.
Speaking of colleges, why is Harvard and other Ivy League schools subsidized by the government when they've got, I'm not sure exactly what an endowment is. It sounds like a great big bank account, but they've got billions of dollars. And I think it's Harvard now that is suing because Trump has pulled funding.
Yeah. So Harvard
Why
has.
are we funding you anyway?
Yeah. Well, you're
I
private.
don't need to fund Harvard.
Right. They have a $53 billion endowment,
Billion.
the largest in any U.S. university.
Billion.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
An endowment is basically money that they live off of the investments that they invest. Like they live off that money. But it's just a big nest egg, right? Is the simplest form or simplest way to explain it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the biggest one in America. 53 billion. I didn't realize we were subsidizing them at all. Like, and I know there's something going on, but I've been busy this week, so I haven't paid attention. No, I was actually ignoring them too because I was mad at them, just like I was ignoring you on purpose. But yeah, no, I'm not exactly sure, but interesting. Yeah, leadership to resist administration demands. Harvard moves come amid Donald Trump's threatened to cut federal funding. Who knows, man? Who knows?
It's time to maybe get off the teat, Harvard.
Yeah. I mean, or all of them. Really?
I agree.
It's
annoying.
I wonder, there are some for-profit colleges, but those those for-profit colleges, they typically like get people in and give them like degrees that aren't like super great, or like they make them take more classes than they should take. And I've seen it, and like the debt that kids get into trying to do it is pretty rough.
Yeah.
The University of Phoenix is the most popular one, probably. It says it's based out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Interesting. I would have just assumed it was in Phoenix.
I did too.
Who would have thought? Maybe Google's pulling it up incorrectly. So yeah, the graduation rate. So for a for-profit, like you would want the graduation rate to be pretty high, because otherwise they're just taking a bunch of money and not giving kids degrees. 44%. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough. 47 for the Grand Canyon University. I've heard of that one as well. Capella University. Have you heard of this one before?
In fact, I saw a commercial for it last night.
Yep. Capella University. What do you think the graduation rate is?
I have no clue.
26%. So 26% of the people that come there actually finish up a degree there. That's rough.
But I mean, these are online colleges that we're talking about, right?
Yeah, I mean, they are online now. They didn't used to be.
There's not a physical Capella college.
No,
is there?
Yeah, there's physical.
At least you go to it.
I mean, you can. You don't have to.
That's what I'm saying. These are colleges that people get a whim. Hey, I want to get this degree, and then they don't finish it. That's not surprising. It's not surprising, I guess, that it's a low graduation rate.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they used to all have, because again, online classes is, relatively new, and they've been around since, 93. University of Phoenix has been around since.
Been around a while.
Yeah, they've been around for a minute. Okay, so campus locations. So there is one in Phoenix. Apparently, Google stumbled upon the Hawaii campus, which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, they've been around for a minute, right? I mean, University of Phoenix was since 76. So yeah, I mean, they were definitely people showing up and getting their degrees. But anyway, I mean, the whole point is, and I told these kids that in the few weeks ago when I taught the class by myself, like the majority of them will probably end up doing some sort of job that has nothing to do with the degree that they got a degree in. And they're going to college because we, as a society, we don't know what else to do, really.
I know.
And we're not really pushing kids to do trade schools, right? Because it's still a little taboo, like, ooh. But I mean, the reality is we need those people to fix our air conditioners.
Yeah.
It's just a thing. It's an actual
that's
thing.
Right.
But I
it's
don't know.
Gonna be hot.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just education in general is just not changed at all. And I see it with my kids every single day. They come home. I'm just like, They just took the
You
STAR
need to
test.
unlearn things today. Oh, how'd that go?
Well, I mean, they both said that they did well. I mean, so they both got straight A's again, which great. Their mother is super intelligent, so it just gives them a head start. Straight A's, which kind of matters to me, kind of doesn't. Like, I want them to get A's because I want to win, and it feels a little bit like I'm winning if they get straight A's, and I want them to feel like they won. But again, getting a B or a C in 4th or 5th grade science, how's that going to affect you long term in life? It's not.
Shouldn't.
Yeah. Did you know you can opt out of the STAR test? You can
No.
just opt out and say, my kids aren't going to do it. I was like, well, why aren't we doing that? Like, I asked Deanna, she's like, it doesn't really matter one way or the other. I was like, dang.
You know, I don't guess I have an opinion on that.
I mean, but if you can opt out, like, I'm assuming I don't know why you would be able to opt out, but you can opt out. But I mean, again, these teachers, I feel bad for the teachers because at the end of the day, whether
that's what they've got to teach to,
right,
is the
whether
test.
their job is, whether they're told that they directly are told that, hey, you have to teach this, or if it just feels like that because that's what so much emphasis is put on. I mean, at some point we're teaching the way we're teaching because the test is still probably the same STAR test as what you took back in the 80s and 90s, right? It hadn't changed. I mean, it surely doesn't get graded any faster than it did back in the 80s or 90s. But
is that right?
Yeah, it takes forever. Like, I don't think we got
Really?
their results. I don't pay attention to how often they take it, but it was like the next year it already started before they got the results.
Oh, wow.
Like, what good was that?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
I thought the STAR test was part of advance. No, it's not advancing to the next grade.
no, because that's your actual grades in class,
That's
right?
right. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
right.
like, we got two
But you
completely
don't
different
you
things
have
going
to
on.
pass it? Don't you have to pass levels in order to advance, in order to ultimately graduate?
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, if I could homeschool my kids, it would look a whole lot more appealing, but we would kill each other, so it would never work. But again, like, I just feel like there's something broken with the education system. And and I guess the reason I keep bringing it up is it's a little bit scary to me because as I see what's going on in the advancements in everything that we have, that is like just in the last 6 months, how much like AI has changed a lot of things. It's like, what jobs are going to be left? Because there's always going to be jobs, right? There's always going to be jobs, but it's going to completely change, right? Everything's changing. Like Yellowfin Digital 5 years from now will not be the same thing it is today. I mean, it's not the same thing it was 5 years ago, but it's going to be completely different 5 years from now. Again, I would have told you teaching your kid how to do code is the best thing you could possibly do. Because we're always going to need people to code software. Well, ChatGPT is about to be able to code all the software. So do we even really need it? We can just talk to Chat and tell Chat what we want built and he builds it, right? Or some other software that comes out. But it's really interesting. I mean, you're going to still need people to fix tractors for now, but 20 years from now, you're not going to be allowed to touch the tractor at all, right? Like unless you're the correct dealer, you're physically not allowed to touch it, which is already basically where we're at.
Well, I mean, yeah, if somebody has a John Deere computer problem, it's not something we can fix.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be pretty soon. It's just going to be an actual computer fixes it or a robot fixes it, right? Yeah, we'll get to that point. Like in the not too distant future, I feel like it's going to get to that point. I mean, I don't know if you've paid attention to your boy Elon, in his robots.
I don't know anything about his robots.
So he says that he thinks he's going to have like 80,000 robots built within the next year, I think. Humanoid robots.
For what?
To do like tasks, like to learn how to do like home tasks.
What company is this?
It's under Tesla, I think.
Really?
His biggest problem right now is he needs magnets for the arms to move, the joints and the arms to move correctly. He needs magnets that are rare earth mineral magnets that he has to get out of China, even though he doesn't want to. But like they're playing hardball because those are the same magnets that can be used in missiles. and different types of weaponry. So they're like, hey, yeah, no, you have to give us assurances that you're not going to use it for some sort of military purpose. But again,
Okay.
why it's a problem that China controls such a large percentage of
I
everything when
agree.
it comes to rare earth minerals.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, it's coming. Like, it's definitely coming. Let's see, Tesla robots. Yeah, they're calling it a Tesla bot. Optimus.
I don't know
Prime.
anything about that.
Yeah. ChatGPT that one up. Yeah, it's they got Gen 3. They're already working on the 3rd generation. It's going to be interesting. I mean, things are changing. They're definitely changing. Pretty soon we aren't going to need Clay to sell anything. We're just going to have a robot with Clay's face walk out. It's going to float out and sell a tractor.
What's physical Clay doing?
Podcasting. I don't know.
Okay.
Cheering for Kentucky. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. By then his brain will just be mush and he won't be doing anything.
You know who your Tennessee people are playing this weekend?
I do not. LSU?
Number 7 LSU. Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, again, like, this is what I tell Grandma all the time. Like, you have to beat the best if you want to win, right? So, like, if you can't do it, then you're not going to win. So you have to figure out a way to make it work. So, speaking of his baseball team, we did not win last night.
Oh.
Yeah. He was sick again, 2nd game in a row. Wasn't able to go to the game. We lost 16-2. I'll take it. I'll take the blame as coach. Didn't put the people in the right positions to win. But that said, they have a player that's bigger than me, and like probably stronger and faster. And he's not like big, like big, like he's big, athletic, big. And I'm like, oh wow, and he's 12. God,
man.
Again, I'm not huge, but a 12-year-old that's bigger than me, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, it was an interesting game to say the least. But yeah, if you want to be the champions, you got to beat everybody. You got to figure out a way to make it work.
Right. Sure.
So, you got to beat Kentucky. You can't lose the series to Kentucky and Texas A&M. I'm like, gosh, what are we doing? Yeah, we're not doing great right now. But it's okay. It's okay. It's a long season.
It's kind of coming to an end.
Kinda, but it's still a long season. We got some games left. Yeah. But yeah, what else? What else you got going on? I mean, we really didn't even talk this week, so I don't even know what you have going on in your life.
Yeah, no, but not a lot. Not a lot. Nothing groundbreaking except my thumb with the cheese grater. It's been the highlight of
what
week.
Type of cheese were we grating?
Well, okay, so we were making quesadillas, and I started with the Colby Jack, which is a very soft cheese, and I was being very, very careful not to hurt my hand with the very, very soft Colby Jack cheese. And then I went to a mild cheddar that was also a little soft, and I was very, very, very careful not to hurt my finger. And then I get to the big block of straight cheddar that I do all the time, and I just start going at it, and that friggin' cheese slipped, and it bit my thumb. Ugh. And I fling blood everywhere.
Oh,
and Jamie
nice.
Screams. And
nice.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually almost got myself on some mild white cheddar the other night, because again, it's just like super soft. I mean, it's almost like doing like American cheese, which, by the way, Velveeta and American cheese, like, that's not real cheese. Like, no, it's imposter cheese.
Some kind of yellow product.
Exactly. So, Deanna, I know you don't listen to this, but if you do, it's not real cheese. She likes American cheese. I can't stand it. Well, I mean, there are appropriate times to use Velveeta, I will be clear, but like the cheese slices that are in the plastic and like just like,
yeah, I know.
Hate that stuff.
Gross. Those are a guilty pleasure of mine, though.
Oh, they're gross, man. They taste terrible.
Every once in a while, I'll just do a ham and one of those cheese sandwiches.
Will you eat that piece of cheese by itself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
That's so nasty.
I know.
What is even in that is the question. That's definitely an 18 or 1980s something that I can't imagine that existed before the 80s. It was invented. They're like, hey, here's a cheap way to, like, keep kids alive here.
It's not going to surprise me if Robert Kennedy gets rid of that kind of cheese.
So
He
what's up
should.
with him? Did you hear about this autism? Like you have to sign up if you have autism.
No.
You have to registry. He wants an autism registry for some reason. So I haven't, obviously you can tell I haven't really dove into it very much, but like I heard that and I was like, that sounds a little bit like Nazi or Russia or
Yeah.
China, or anytime I have to register because I'm different than
I'm
you,
not. Yeah.
I'm
No,
not
thank you.
signing up for that. Like, what's the point? And again,
Assign somebody else's name.
the point is even if it's for good purposes, like we have good intentions here, right? I'm not
I
saying
don't
he
want my
doesn't
name
because I
on your
don't know.
list.
Somebody will potentially use it for bad intentions, right? That's just a reality.
Yeah.
Like that's the world we live in, because that registry will be online somewhere. Somebody will hack it and then do something nefarious with it. No, thank you.
Gosh, I donated like $20 to some, I can't remember what race it was. And this was
Race as in
probably
like
the
running?
no, a political race.
Oh, okay.
Like Lindsey Graham or somebody was running against whoever and needed, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose.
You made that
So
mistake.
send me $20. So I did. Oh my gosh. I get so many text messages.
I just got one.
Based
One
on
just came
that,
in.
really. Yeah. Yeah. Never again, the Lindsey Graham. Well, you get, no.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's
You get my vote. Y'all are going to get my vote, but
you can't vote for Lindsey Graham.
Well, whatever.
Like, what are you being the
I'm
best,
not voting
your best
for the other
Democrat
side.
self, and you're trying to vote in the wrong state now, or what? Or is there like a
No.
dead version of Clay that's voting? Or
No.
okay, all right. Oh, you're trying to vote in Kentucky. You're moving to Kentucky. Are you moving to Kentucky? Congratulations. It gets kind of cold in the winter. Like it does get kind of cold. The coldest my feet have ever been were at a Tennessee-Kentucky football game in December in Kentucky. I didn't think my feet were ever going to thaw out. I was like, my toes might just break off. It was the longest walk back to the car ever. It was awful.
Huh.
So congratulations on the move. Does Jamie know? No, she doesn't. I mean, she's going to hear this, so now she'll know now. Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kind of outed you there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Yeah, as soon as you get on any sort of list, right, people are going to use it. Good intentions, and it goes bad.
Yeah.
So thanks, but no thanks.
Sure
I'm not I mean, I don't have anybody close to me that has autism, but let's not sign them up for that right now. That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that it has evolved where, there's so many different types of it.
Yeah.
That heck, we may all have some kind of autism.
You do.
I think I think if they had been diagnosing attention deficit disorder back when I was a kid, hey, probably.
No, not probably. All right. That's the episode then. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Clay is a Kentucky fan, so anybody who doesn't like Kentucky.
What's their slogan? Go Big Blue, I think.
Go Big Blue. Yep.
Go Big Blue.
That's as much as they can put together.
Go Big Blue.
It's 3 words. It's a lot. There's a lot of like cousins, like there's a whole lot of that stuff going on. It's just not good. So if you're an anti-Kentucky fan, I'm not going to give out the address, but you can look up where Diamond B Tractors is and mail him anything you need to. So anyway, everybody, thanks for joining us today. Yeah, go Vols.
See you next time.